Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Legends of Another World, Curse of Saria. In the last episode I upgraded to version 20 of the game and spent a while looking around for the new stuff that Namida has placed in old areas. I found two optional bosses, one of which I defeated, and that turned out to be where I got the use black magic ability. There it is. So I now have 5 of the abilities that allow characters to learn each other's skill sets. Only use blue magic is missing. And I really should decide whether anyone is going to want to equip that. The thing is, there are 2 requirements for learning blue magic. One is obviously a high magic stat, so Vince, Tara and Liana are completely out for that. The other 4 all have high magic, but the other requirement is being able to spare the AP, because black magic is quite intensive in terms of AP. Amanda is still single-classed and is still quite a bit behind on all the things I want her to learn. Now, it would certainly be possible to give another person use black magic and divide the skill set. So Amanda could specialise in the elementals, while my second black mage could learn the status inflicting abilities. That's definitely possible. But at the moment it's not really very tempting. So I think I'll leave that one to decide later, but for now I'm not going to equip that to anyone. But I am going to obviously take off no encounters and also trainers, because those are not relevant when fighting an optional boss. And I really should have scrolled the other way. HP plus 100 is what I wanted to give you. There's quite a bit I could do with Amanda. Magic plus 25. Could give her half MP cost. It's not really... It probably isn't really necessary, but why not? Why would I not? And for Alicia, definitely the double cut. So with those changes, I'll save again and take on the Transient Plus. Oh, I should have healed Liana. Anyway, first thing to do is for Ivy to haste herself, and for Alicia to excel the party. I don't know what this boss is going to be like. Liana, of course, breaker attack. It is a transient. So, okay, it's that strong. So cast Wall on Alicia and on yourself. Now both of them have a better chance of surviving. And what should Amanda best do in her turn? Okay, that's good. Ivy only took a little damage from Pulse, but if it's anything like the first transient, it will probably do trauma next. It's nice that Ivy's having quite a few turns, but I will haste Alicia as well. And cool, that gives Alicia a turn straight away. And a good bit of damage from that. And get Wall on the other 2. Resets its shields already. So I'll use Alicia's turn to excel again. And Amanda's. Namida has told me that transients are vulnerable to magic, but apparently this one is not. And yes, trauma is very nasty because it can critical. However, I have Phoenix Wing. And I can recast Wall. Breaker attack. Don't have time to wall both, but choose one of them. What? You can trauma twice running? Okay, this is going to be difficult. So, first thing to do is, of course, to cure up Liana and then save again. Is there anything I want to do differently with their abilities? Well, I probably want to change the formation and put Vince in for Amanda so I can get everyone buffed up more rapidly. So trauma is physical, so adrenaline will help. So as before, Ivy haste herself, Liana breaker attack, Alicia excel the party first. It will just do a physical attack on its first turn. That was not the best possible outcome. So excel the party again. And now Ivy can haste Alicia. Adrenaline. Is there anything Liana can do more productive than just getting on some early damage? I haven't seen what it has for steel yet. Nothing. Another adrenaline. Pulse is magical, but I'm doing okay against Pulse. So Ivy should now get to putting Wall on everyone, starting with herself. Yep, survived that okay. But it would be better if I get Meditate on as well. Wall on Alicia. Hyper Potion Vince. How are we? Okay, everyone's doubly buffed except for Vince's agility, which isn't as important. But I would like to get stamina buffs on just to give myself that much more of an edge. That's everyone walled up. Okay, cool. We came out of that pretty well. Switch Vince for Harley. By the way, one thing that I should have mentioned in the last video and didn't. The reason that I've stopped using Alicia's Blessing move is that Namida told me that it was a mistake that the amount of healing it did had gone that high, and it was meant to. Well, he's decided to cap it at 999 anyway, which is fair enough. So not going to use Blessing. Yes, I guess there will be time for Harley to do another Fiorona before the next turn, so and put Wall on Harley. Well, now that's just annoying. So is that. Oh dear, that killed Harley even though I had wall up. So definitely put wall back on, and I'm just going to switch Liana for Vince and try to get 2 levels of stamina on everyone. So Alicia has 1, Harley has none. And have Ivy put regen on everyone. Why not? Okay, you've got 2 levels of stamina. 1, 1, 1. Harley's lowest at the moment. And I should also charge up Ivy's blessing. Do not forget I have that. It's a very good move. That is in fact my best all-party cure at the moment. Oh, and Ivy doesn't need another level of stamina because she's already at max. Okay, what can I do in her turn? I'm probably pretty much set by now. Oh, I forgot that its shields were up. Do I have... I probably have an item for... yes, Frag Bomb. Not too nasty. And then it's just a matter of trying to wear down its HP, however much it has. And since that's unknown and I might be here for quite a long time, I'm just going to cut to the end. So yes, that had a lot of HP. And wow, that's a lot of AP. So that was about 4 minutes that I cut out. Nothing really happened, I just continued the same attack pattern and healing anyone who got knocked out. Pretty much the same as super weapon really. Once I got all my buffs on, it was pretty much guaranteed that I was going to win. It could still knock out a party member when it got a critical with trauma. Cool, those are some nice things. I assume we're going to get one more thing from the chest. It could get a critical with trauma and knock out one party member, but even when that happened, it was only going to be one at a time, so it was easy enough to revive the person who was knocked out and keep the fight going. Hell's Staff. So that's an equipment upgrade for Amanda. It is in fact her ultimate, but it's only +3. Okay, a bit weird, but there you are. So let's definitely save after that. And have a look at what everyone wants to learn next, because with that much additional AP, I certainly could now consider having one party member go into black magic. But who would it be? Amanda already has it. Vince, Leanna and Tara are out because of their low magic stats. Alicia doesn't have the MP, and in any case she's my best physical damage dealer, so there's no point in giving her another tool to deal damage that's less efficient than the one she's using. So that just leaves Ivy and Harley, my 2 white mages. And to be honest, a white mage and black mage combo is more appealing than white mage and blue mage, so if I gave it to Harley, that would mean I'd be inclined to put him back in the main party in place of Ivy, but is that really what I want? I mean, the reasons I replaced him with Ivy is that she has better HP, better defensive stats, better agility, and that's all true. All still true. So maybe I should give the use black magic to Ivy. But then she is... she doesn't have any slots to spare, so that would depend on finding the 6th slot. So I'm not going to decide about that just yet. Instead, let's go for the characters that it's easier to decide about. Alicia definitely wants Swipe, and that unlocks Rob. Okay, steals an item while attacking all enemies. I'm less interested in that because most bosses are a single enemy, and most random encounters I don't want to attack all because that might end the fight too early. So let's just have a look if there's any specials I want her to learn. And definitely not getting Draw Physical or Draw Magical because Alicia is actually my weakest defensive character, so I want to draw attacks away from her. That is probably just going to be outclassed by her normal physical attack, so no point. No point in that. Well, I may as well get Purify. And yeah, since I'm not interested in any of the others, I may as well get Rob. And because I like filling out the list, nah, if Gamble's the only thing I can get, I'm not bothering. I'll wait until I have the AP for one of the others. So Amanda should be easy to decide as well, because she's definitely remaining single-classed. I want level 3 elementals. Static would be good to have. Oh, and that leads to this upgrade. Attacks all enemies based on their HP. Sure, I'll go for that, and I'll also get Death. I'm not so interested in status infliction because I have a variety of ways to do that, although I really shouldn't neglect status infliction as much as I do. Namida pointed out that it would have been pretty helpful against the specimens, for example. Okay. Who's next? Vince is waiting for something that costs 2,000. Harley. Yeah, I want Tesuona because that's one thing that Ivy doesn't have and probably won't get for a while. Amnesty. That's really not important when I can remove debuffs by applying counter buffs. I'll go for wall. No. It would be nice to have Wool to complete his list, but Ivy can cast Wool for 1 MP, so that's silly. I will wait on Harley until I've made a firmer decision about who should get the use black magic. Tara. Not very much left to learn, but I definitely want Agility Buster. I'll get Vampire Attack. That doesn't unlock anything new, so I think... Yes, Tara has her full list. And Liana. Defense Buster. Spirit Buster unlocks Agility Buster. That's her full list as well. She can also get Theft, and I'll get Mug because I can. Great. Okay, we're ready to move on. Well, that was quite something. So the next thing is that having found Amanda's ultimate weapon and Alicia's and Tara's and Liana's, I do wonder where the others are. So Amanda's was in the transient dungeon, and she was first introduced when we fought the first transient. Alicia's was in Sturges, where we had her flashback. So for the other characters, that is Vince, Harley and Ivy, is there any place I can think of that's specially connected with any of them? For Ivy, there's the hunting club. That reminds me that Namida has helped me a bit with finding the fire guy, because the helpful person, Yongmi, that's his name, Yongmi was meant to say, to tell me to look in the long grass, not the grass, near those rocks. So I should have another look and see whether there's any long grass on that screen. This is the screen with the rock formations, and there's some long grass right here around this chest which I got a while ago. So I wonder if this is where the fire guide is to be found. This looks fiery enough to me. Good and Steel does have something. Let's haste. And you're fiery, so let's use ice. Yeah, that hurt him alright. Okay, he's not that bad. Suicide Belts, that's a black magic that Ivy already has. I was probably meant to find this much earlier in the game. At this point I can probably just take him out by attacking with everyone. Oh, yes. So now if we go back to the Monster Hunter hunt, I didn't think that getting Ivy's ultimate weapon would be as simple as beating the fire guy, but I think that, or at least I have the idea that we might get it as the final reward if we beat all of the Monster Hunter bosses. I'm just going to steal from the Aqua Blob. So here's the locked chest I found. It's still locked. Yongmi has nothing new to say. What about this guy? Apparently in a large storm recently, one of those fire guys got charged up and became stronger. If you can hunt him, we'll have a nice prize for you. Fire guys appear most often in the long grass near when... Yes, I know that. And maybe you'll find the charged one there. Okay. Let's save here and go back and have another look. Found you! And again, I don't feel very threatened by this, because this was probably something that I was meant to find much earlier in the game. We'll see. Yeah, it does look like it. Still, those count as bosses, so that's a nice AP gain. I am planning to continue the low-level game I'm doing, so I will be able to refight all of these at appropriate times. Anyway, what do you have to say now? Wow, you've got the Electro guy. Nice! Well, as promised, you get a reward. You can choose 2,000 kicks or a Hyper Elixir. Definitely going for that. Oh, there's nothing big out there at the moment. Okay. Understood. And going back to the balloon to get on with the game. So, I was talking about places connected with the other characters. For Vince, it's obviously Corgent. So I'm going to have a look around here. Firstly at the shop. Okay, this is where I get the proof abilities. Those are outclassed by the drains now, but it's nice to know that. No, this doesn't seem to have changed. I think it's just the very early game ones that were a bit of an Easter egg. And the other place I want to check is the Corgent Temple. These random encounters always coming at the worst moments for my recordings. Anyway, look who's here. So, what can we do with you? Steel, first of all. Neo Cerberus. Got an Invigorant, that's very nice. I'll haste first of all before going for the scan. Liana, go for breaker attack. Usually a good thing to try, even if it's not likely to work on high tier bosses. Amanda, just break out the flare. Okay, good call. Haste Alicia. Plague. Okay, I should have put on multi-proofs before beginning this one. In fact, I'm going to call it a day and do just that. Okay, I've bought and equipped multi-proofs for all 7 party members. To get the money for those, I sold all my proofs for individual statuses, which I don't need anymore, except the death proof, because I'm not sure whether multi-proof prevents that. I also sold my spare water touches and light touches, going down to 3 for my 3 physical attackers, should I ever need those. And I've sold the elemental resists and drains, which don't seem so important now that I have 2 omni-proofs and 2 omni-resists and an omni-drain. But obviously drains are more powerful than proofs, so I've kept the individual element drains. Anyway, let's give this another go. if the random encounters will allow us to. Okay, so what's the priority now? He's pretty tough, so let's get haste on straight away. I've already forgotten what his steel was, so I'm just going to use Alicia's turn to excel. He didn't seem to be vulnerable to breaker attack, but I'll try it anyway. And what did I find out about... I didn't find out anything about elements, I just used flare, and that did a good chunk of damage. Okay. Right. He can do that. Okay, this might be a bit out of my reach at the moment. I'm going to keep trying. Phoenix Wing. And Wall. Okay, now he uses Plague, and that's kind of okay because I'm resistant to most of that, but not too slow. Fortunately, I can just haste to counteract that. Liana doesn't have Wall yet, but Ivy's going to have 2 turns before Cerberus' next turn, so I'll hasten and then Wall. Alicia can still be putting Meditate on. Okay, are we good to go now? Well, it's always a risk because if he's random like that, he could decide to cast Flare 3 times and hit the same person 3 times. Ivy should charge up in preparation for using Blessing, but on this turn I'll use Liana's turn to throw Alicia a Hyper Potion. Anything else Ivy needs to do? Well, I may as well... oh, I haven't scanned him yet. And I haven't checked his steel. Don't forget to do those. Not so many Hyper Potions. Right. 500,000, got a good chunk down already, but it's going to be a tough fight. Could go wrong at any moment. How about Reflect, since he does seem to like flaring a lot? And I'll use Liana to steal. Invigorant, so that was it. That was definitely worth getting. didn't do too much damage, but better than me being hit with flare. So, Alicia doesn't have regen yet, so I'll put that on. And then reflect. Definitely a good choice for Ivy to get that, rather than have Harley be my only reflect caster. Okay, he's close to halfway down. I am kind of wondering if something nasty is going to happen when he gets there. Everyone has Wall, Reflect and Haste at the moment, so I'll put Regen on the others. Oh, that got reflected. That was dumb. I wonder, can Harley take that off? Yes. Good. And then, of course, he can wipe out Harley, which is not a big deal because I'm going to switch him back. Although it does decrease the amount of damage I can do because I have to wait for Harley's turn and he has the worst agility. Still, oh, Leanna doesn't have Reflect at the moment. Let's get that on her. And then remember to use Blessing if I do want to heal anyone. Come to think of it, it's kind of a bit odd that Regen gets reflected. Okay, halfway down. She charges up so fast now, it's wonderful. Okay, Aura. I can switch Harley in again to take that off. Good thing that Harley has the auto haste. I did wonder whether it was a bit silly to leave that on a back row party member, but it's actually proved really helpful. Okay, I think now all I can usefully do with Ivy is a bit of extra damage, but what is her best damaging spell? I know there are some good ones that I haven't learned yet. I'm not going to use Explode. What is normal to all elements? Tornado. Yeah, good choice. Okay, remember to put reflect back on her. And it's down to under 100,000. I've got this one. Yes, half MP cost was a good choice for Amanda. Oh, if I'd had 2 criticals, that would have been him down. Still, it's even more satisfying if he takes himself down. Which he didn't quite do. Alright, let's see what we get for that. 600 AP. Auto-reflect and the Trine Gem. That will just be the rare item, of course. Hello, I remember you two. Never give up. Give it everything you've got. And we do indeed get the glorious orb, which must be Vince's ultimate. Oh, wow, look at those stats. Actually, it's only +2 to everything except +10 to strength, but that is still very nice. And I'm going to save, of course, and then I'll check how long the episode's been going on for and decide whether there's time for any more. Well, I've decided to call it here, but I just want to say I got Vince's ultimate weapon, and I have a guess at where Ivy's is. That still leaves Harley's as unknown. So, the obvious thing to try would be locations associated with him, like Nyata, where we first encountered him. But I've already been there, and there wasn't, and I haven't found anything beyond the Transient Plus fight. Another possibility that comes to mind is that there's another fight with Craig and Brianna, and that's what gives us his ultimate weapon. I would kind of like that to be the case, but I really don't know. So next time, rather than looking all over the world for that, I will get back to the world map and just have another look to see whether there's anything else new for me to discover before carrying on with the main story. So see you for that.